Miss Debbie is going to start, review the budget. She will sit down, and we will take public comments after that. Please be nice, no derogatory comments. You know, if you do be too derogatory or start poking fingers and stuff, I will ask you to step off the podium. Let's be cordial in this. You can get your point across without being mean or ugly. 2 to 3 minutes at a time. If you would like to speak, just please raise your hand. After the first person gets done, I'll call you up. We can go from there. At this time, I'll turn it over to Ms. Hart, and she can go over the budget.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Budget Committee is prepared to recommend to the county legislative body a budget with no tax increase this year. The tax will remain the same at $1.76. The division of the cents is as follows. The general fund will be 0.83. Highway public would be 0.19. General purpose school 0.44. School transportation 0.10, and general debt service 0.20, for a total of $1.76. In money, that is the general fund $19,467,508. Highway public works fund $7,646,646. General purpose school fund $44,524,836. General cafeteria fund $3,011,998. School transportation fund $4,194,206. General debt service fund $3,193,502. Solid waste sanitation $216,502. Drug fund $75,035. The total budget $82,329,793. The appropriations for nonprofit and charitable organizations is $559,560. That is the proposed budget that will be presented to the CLB on June 29th at 6:30 p.m. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Do we have any? Oh, Ms. McDonald, would you like to come up?
So I came up today because I wanted to ask the CLB to vote no on this budget. For one, there's only a $3,998 cushion. For two, page 39 in the budget, line 54110-718, for the motor vehicles for the sheriff's department has 0. I'm asking that you vote no. You bring all the department heads back to the table and get some money in motor vehicles for the sheriff's department. You know, I know a lot of you are coming back September 1st, so I hope that you really dig deep inside you and ask, you know, is this really how you want to lead your tenure? And is this how you want to lead the budget when you leave? So that's all I have.
Thank you. Sheriff, you'd like to say something?
I'd like to make a public comment.
Sure.
Just a couple of years ago, probably a year and a half ago, the county commission gave me $550,000 for motor vehicles instead of the normal $110,000. Now $110,000 will barely buy you 2 police vehicles anyway. I did leave it out of the budget this year. We have, I have nobody's come to me and asked me about why. I have a list of all of our motor vehicles. I have, right here, I've got 24, which would cover patrol and CID. Out of that, I have one, which is a good Ford F-150 truck that Chief Mike Bowles drives. It's a silver Ford F-150, if you see it. That's the highest mileage vehicle I've got on it. It's $124,000. I've got another one that's parked on the line, F-150 Ford, that is 100,000. So I've got 2 vehicles that have over 100,000 out of the 24. I've got 4 that have under 20,000 miles on them. I have 5 that have under 30,000 miles on them. I have 2 that have under 40,000 miles. I have 3 that have under 60,000 miles. And I have 1 that has under 80,000 miles. Now there's 2 others that have under 90,000 miles. Those vehicles will go another year. They will. And our intent was to go another year with them and be gracious for what the county commission did for us. I do want to say that deduction was not made to hurt the income administration. That deduction was made because it was needed to be made. I made that deduction once before. The year I got the $550,000, I give the county commission, I give the budget back the $110,000. So that's not made to hurt the next administration. But I'm going to tell you what you're going to have to do for the next administration is why I've included increases in salaries. You're going to have to fund him a whole lot better than you funded me to keep people. We have to be competitive around us. We have employees that are laying their lives on the line every day that would die for you and not even know you. And they do that, and they deserve to be paid. They deserve to be respected. And that's what we're dealing with. We've got other counties. You can say that O'Brien County, well, we don't compare to O'Brien County. Well, y'all compared me first to O'Brien County. That's why. They said the sheriff's budget is much higher than O'Brien County. Well, there's some things you don't know because you haven't come to me and asked me. Dyer County has about 8,000, 7,000 more people than O'Brien County. Well, it may not now. Waves goes crazy up and down, okay? But we have a larger county than O'Brien County. We're closer to Memphis than O'Brien County. We border 2 states in the river, Arkansas and Missouri. Y'all well aware of that. So we are geographically different. We have more beds in our jail than O'Brien County does. I think they have around 147. I've got the number over here. But we have 236. So, you know, they don't, the counties, their health insurance for their employees is about $200,000 to $300,000 there that you're not looking at. It's in the mayor's budget. It's not in their budget. When you look at total public safety and try to say the sheriff's budget is $9 million, go down the list and see what's in total public safety. I'm not in charge of the total public safety. County Fire Department, Chief Mellon's in there. Disaster relief is in there. County coroner is in there. There's 2 or 3 other line items that I have nothing to do with. There's about probably $750,000 in that that is grant funded by the state in that total public safety. So when people say something that the sheriff's budget is $9 million, you don't need to mislead our citizens of this county. They don't deserve it. People are in enough turmoil about things out in the public, the way this country is now, without misleading them. If you want transparency, then speak transparency. So I just want to say that, again, the new sheriff, when he becomes sheriff-elect, August the 10th, if he wants my help, I'll work any way with him. I'm preparing things now, having my staff to prepare things, and going to ask them to work with him. He's going to need some help when he gets there. Because I can guarantee you, I remember in 2010 when I got elected, there was 5 people, at least 5 that come to my office and said, how can I help you? That meant something. And those people had been working there. So, but I do want to say you need benefits. O'Brien County's deputies are making near $60,000. They're probably going to get another $1.50 raise. And I heard that we needed, listen to these forums. I listen to all this stuff. Sometimes I don't attend, but I listen to it all. Heard somebody say that maybe that is a step. Well, that is a step. If we can get like deputies like $3 an hour or something, they'll be closer to what O'Brien County. We're losing people all the time. You have to be competitive. We lost one in Newbern the other day. Somebody made a statement that we have, well, if he's 5 or 6 short, how come we're still spending money? Because you have to pay somebody else time and have to work for that shortage, okay? That's what you have to do. I'm just saying be transparent with our citizens. I wish the next county commission after this the best of luck, and I want them to work with our next sheriff. He's going to need money and benefits for his employee, and employees. And also, there's a misstatement made about Tennessee Consolidated Retirement. Mr. Chairman, I'm almost through. Misstatement that was made, I heard recently. Tennessee Consolidated Retirement, when you take and multiply every county employee that the county has and say every one of them's going to go into TCRS, and you put that figure out there, you make a false statement to the public. Nobody's come to me again. We did a survey. County Mayor's Office has a survey. Of the employees in the county that wanted to go into TCRS, it wasn't every one of them. The difference was about $7,000 more than what we're currently paying in their current 401k. From the ones that said, I want in, others said, I want out. Now, the only candidate that we have left for sheriff that will become sheriff-elect August the 5th, the state employee. Now, he's got TCRS right now. He'll have it as elected official. Got a lot of people out there. I'm sure he's got a lot of contacts, people he could hire that has TCRS. Right now, we can't hire people from the prison as a correction officer because we don't have TCRS. These other counties around us have it. We can't hire from them because they can't carry their retirement with them. They can't even pay into it. So it's not a bad thing. The survey showed about $7,000 more than what we're currently paying. The benefit's great, a defined benefit. I'm finished with this line. Many years ago, the county had a defined benefit plan. Some old folks can tell you, there's been made some references when people have been attacking the request for the TCR plan that I've presented. We had a defined benefit. It performed so well, that the county stopped paying the premiums. It caught up with them about 3 years is what I've been told. They got a big bill from that retirement plan because they didn't pay their premiums because they thought it was performing so well to take care of themselves. So everybody got a bad taste in their mouth because of the mistake the county made at that time. That was a great plan. Would have been a great plan right now. Wouldn't have been costing any more. And like I said, most of the budget, most of the office holders, if you take those retirement line items and look at them, they may have the $7,000 difference in their current budget right now to give every county employee, or not everyone, because everybody don't want them. But anyway, we need that to be able to hire from around us. The new sheriff's going to need it. He's going to need benefits. What I put in my budget is benefit money for the employees. They need to be taken care of. They haven't been taken care of over the years. I was cut $280,000 or so last year. Y'all got the facts and the figures. Y'all were here. Some of y'all were against my increases. Well, that's probably about what I'm going to be over this year. Just want you to know that. I'll announce that to everybody. Jail medical and jail food, you cannot anticipate. I tried to estimate it. I tried to ask for it last year. Y'all helped shoot it down. But anyway, the motor vehicle money, we don't need it. The employees is what needs they need just a little bit of respect and appreciation from you is what they need. So thank you, Mr. Chairman. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Mr. Walker.
Thank you for allowing me to speak. Sheriff Box, thank you for your years of friendship and your years of service to Dyer County. I'm going to touch on a few things that he said there. I, for one, when I looked over the budget, I did wonder why there's no money in the budget to rotate a couple vehicles out. Maybe there's a maintenance program now where we don't need that for 1 year, but I did wonder about that. Another thing that I wondered about is on the money for the food supplies. Year before last, $246,000 in the budget. Last year, $240,000. This year, $180,000. Maybe they didn't have to spend everything, but everybody in this room buys groceries, and I think it's went up about 25%. And this is a 25% decrease. All I'm saying is just double check, make sure that's not an oversight. But you know, Sheriff Box brought up something about pay for the employees. 100% correct. We don't pay enough. We don't pay enough for the people working at the jail. That needs to be addressed at some point in time, by current, future leaders needs to be addressed. And I'm not directing this as a negative toward anybody, but this might be the golden opportunity to take this sheriff's budget, great minds get together, look over this thing, okay? The reentry program, Damascus, anytime you can help somebody is a great thing. I think we need to look at that, and somebody may be able to answer this after I sit down. Make sure that those programs are not costing the Dyer County taxpayers any money. This might be the great opportunity. A lot of good minds in this room. Take that sheriff's department budget, sit down with Sheriff Box, go ahead and look at any waste anywhere. Go look and see if maybe there was miscommunication about the reentry or something, and maybe it is costing taxpayers. I'm not saying do away with those programs whatsoever. I'm just saying we do need a raise for the employees, but maybe we need to take a little more time to look deep into that sheriff's department budget and see where any waste might be and try to use that waste to try to fund. Because those ladies and gentlemen down there do need, as soon as you can, they do need a raise. But I think we need to take more time to dig into that sheriff's budget just a little bit more. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Sure, 15 seconds.
We're not taking questions,
Okay.
comments, just let them talk.
Okay.
Anybody else like to speak? He's gonna answer a question, answering questions.
I got you.
It's just,
I was gonna answer the one Mr. Walker's question.
I know, but we don't answer questions, they're just speaking, this is a public hearing, this is not a Q&A.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Ms. Diane,
Can I ask something, can I say something sitting here?
you can make a statement, not a question, yes, ma'am.
I don't have a question. We're talking about the sheriff's department, and I know how bad that is. But I would like for the county commissioners to not just look at one office, look at all of them. I was told that my office, if they didn't make 30-something thousand a year, they're poverty level. If that's so, everyone in my office, with an exception of 2 people, are on the poverty level. And what bothers me the most is seeing how some people, some offices can get up and some still stay low. And it's not just my office that's low, it's several of the offices that their people are low paid. And some of them seem to be high up. And I just wish it would be fair and you would look at all of them and treat everybody fairly.
Thank you, Ms. Diane. Is there any other comments? No, Mr. Walker?
Guys, I attended these budget meetings, and I would like for the budget committee to take this budget back in and try to take your wants out of it and leave our needs in it. I've heard about the salary raises and all that. $1 is $1. You can't make it $1.10. You have to go in there and try to find out where you can cut corners and give a raise without costing the taxpayer any money. So it's just like during the budget meeting, we're gonna give a man another 40% raise. And we're leaving no reserves. We're handing out per diems like it's stocking stuffers. Even the department head said, I didn't ask for it, but I'll take it. We need to look at the budgets better than what we're doing. It's like the only time it was brought up about the budget, one of the members threw such a temper tantrum that he got what he wanted. He didn't vote, but he got what he wanted. We can't have an $80 million budget and spend $82 million. We'll end up like Lake County. In closing, I'd like to ask the commissioner to go deep in your heart and vote on this budget like you vote on your own budget for your children and for the taxpayers. And that's it.
Thank you, Mr. Walker. Public comment.
say, I want to thank everybody for coming today, and, you know, I want to say this, I want to thank, first of all, you know, Dyer County's in really, really good shape. If you take a look at us, our fund balance is up, our debt service is coming down. If, you know, fuel prices continue to drop through September, inflation's gonna be real low. You know, it's gonna be a great opportunity for those coming into office to have leverage for EMS services, or if you hadn't toured our jail, tour our jail. There's work that needs to be done down there. It's gonna be some great opportunities for us to have funding to spend without increasing taxes. And I wanna thank all the commissioners that are moving out for, you know, helping all of us hold this in place and, you know, have our county in the good shape that it's in. And, you know, this year, starting out in this high inflation, you know, building's been down, but typically, you know, this county can generate the funds to sustain itself and its growth. You know, now we're down this year, but over the last 2 years, it's $525,000 on the average. That's very much sustainable to get the things needed for the sheriff's department and the county raises and people of the county system. And so we're in really, really good shape, and I'm proud of that. I'm proud of all the people that are coming in and the new ideas they have and the opportunities they have. And, you know, then we put together programs in play like our quality of life programs that we've all worked so hard on to generate revenues without increasing taxes. And with our sustainable growth and those new programs coming in, and we've got a meeting tonight at 6, this county should be able to move forward in a positive way. You know, it's a struggle all across America, all across Tennessee. There's a lot of transformation, but, you know, all in all, sometimes you have to be thankful for the good things we have going on in Dyer County. And I just want to say thank you to all of these guys that have worked so hard to put that in place and hold that in place and create what we have in Dyer County. Sheriff, you included, and then I want to thank all of them coming into office for having the courage to step up to the plate and make changes that may be needed. And I just want to thank all of you.
Thank you, Mayor. Mr. Brock?
I'd like to speak on the retirement. Jeff Fox was right. We're a training center. Until we get us some retirement for the employees, I work for the county. I'm in the TCRS from the previous job I had. These guys don't have a retirement, and I think that I blame, if I'm gonna blame, but I don't want to, it's the office holders. It's the people that's in charge of the departments. They can find it for their employees. If they think enough of their employees, find that money, and we'll keep the employees. We'll get new employees. Until then, we're gonna be a training center. They're gonna get hired in Dyer County, and they're gonna find a better job outside. I saw some numbers on the sheriff's department in Henry County, 61,000. I know a lady that works for Jeff, 52,000. Look, we gotta do better. If we want to keep people in this county to work, we gotta provide them some retirement. I'm all about taking care of the people here. I know there's money in these budgets we can cut. If it's only 7,000, I haven't looked at numbers, but if it's only 7,000, surely to goodness, all these department heads can dig it up and find that retirement. You know, the pay, if we can get it, that's fine, but the long haul is, you know, people our age, we look at the day that when it comes time to retire, you can't retire on Social Security or 401k. Thank y'all.
Thank you. Anybody else? Oh, Mr. Moffitt?
Well, I want to thank y'all for this opportunity. Looks like all the mayors and mayor candidates are going to get to speak, it looks like. So anyway, it is good to be here. The first thing I want to say is thank you to the commission. Thank you for the budget committee, and allow these people to know know that these folks are servants of the county. Even if they didn't receive as many votes as the person that ran against them in this last election, this is emotional, but you did receive votes. Your neighbors, your friends, besides you, there were people that went to the ballot box, and they cast a vote for each and every one of you because they believed in you. And so this is a hard time to make a budget. I'm not gonna lie about it. A lot of emotions in this. And so I'm not gonna pick apart the budget. I'm a numbers guy, and I've looked at the last 3 or 4 years of budgets in Dyer County. There are some things that concern me in the budget, but I'm not gonna stand up here and start pulling those out or trying to argue one way or the other. What I will say, we have a wonderful county. We have a county that's run well. The problem becomes that if we're not careful, we'll get our cost of living higher than those neighboring counties around us, and we don't want to do that. So my concern with this budget is not to micromanage, not to start calling things out that I've seen that make me a little nervous. My message to the county commission is, and to the budget committee, Madam Chairman, is I think that it's unsustainable when you see that we are proposing a budget that is within $3,500 of the yearly projections of income. That concerns me. I served on a lot of committees, looked at a lot of budgets, including my own. That's too tight. That is too tight. It's not sustainable. It's almost irresponsible. And so we need to just go back. We need to pull everybody together. We need to peel that onion, take a deep breath, get the emotions out of it, and go, okay, we've got to have a better cushion because we don't know what's coming up in the next year. And I'll say this, my daughter, it's funny, my daughter came to me last night. She's looking for a new horse. And she found one in a magazine. And she brought it to me, and she was talking about how wonderful the horse was, and this is the one she wanted, the right color, everything about it. It was a $35,000 horse. And so even though I want to give my daughter everything that she wants, that would have been irresponsible and not sustainable on the Maupin farm, because I'm not paying $35,000 for anything that could die. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Amy, would you like to mention the marketing and talk about the real surplus funds on the budget here?
Mr. Chairman, I would, when the mayor comes, I would think a lot of misconception is being said here. We're gonna have money at the end of this thing. That needs to be told.
That's what I'm doing right now. It was a little bit of mismarketing in this budget. There is more than $3,500. It's an additional $189,000. It'll be over $200,000 additional funds and cushion in the general fund.
Plus what's coming back.
Plus what's coming back, and we don't even really know what that is yet. But I was looking over that. I think it's an estimated probably $50,000. So the administration coming in behind all of us, they're in better shape. They're going to be in better shape than what's projected or thought of. So thank you.
I was just gonna ask, where did it come from, the 189? You just said it's coming, but I didn't think it was where.
This is not a Q&A.
Oh.
We're not sitting here debating Q&A. Mr. Spires, if you'd like to come up and speak.
It's just additional property tax.
Sir, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
I'm new to all this. I am running for commissioner in my district. I want to thank the current commission for all the work that they've done. I want to thank the current administration for everything they've done. I will say, even if it's $250,000 or whatever it is, $250,000 over an $80 million budget is tight to me. Percentage-wise, I think you would want to be like somewhere between around 10%, something like that. But again, But that being said, I am very passionate about us taking care of county employees. I mean, they are what makes this place so special. We all love this place and call it home. I will just say, if there is anything that y'all can do, I mean, at the end of the day, you're going to dig deep into your heart, you're going to vote your conscience, and I appreciate that. I commend that. But I will say, if there's anything that you can do to try to trim it down to save a little bit more of a buffer, that's great. And what I would like to hear from somebody is if there is any kind of plan in place to, over the next 5 years, say, get the raises that we need, or is that even in the talks? So that's all I've got. Thank y'all.
Thank you. It's not a Q&A, you have to speak again. Everybody ask the question. Not asking questions.
I could be wrong, I'm not asking questions, I'm gonna tell you what I have found out. The nearly $200,000 that we're talking about is cushion. From what I have investigated and found, that is one-time money on personal property. And is that correct? Close?
Not a question.
Okay, not a question. Okay. From what I understand, that is not reoccurring funds. And so I just want, if we're gonna be transparent, let's be transparent about everything. So when you start talking about reoccurring funds, when you start talking about the budget, bringing in property tax dollars, that needs to be known when you're making those decisions.
Any other public comments from the crowd? Ms. Deborah?
The budget that I saw had certain employees, certain departments with large raises. I think we don't need to do that. I think we need to distribute the funds we have equally among the employees. Nobody should get 14 or 13 or 17 and the rest of the people get $50, you know. That needs to be corrected.
Thank you. Anybody else? Yes, ma'am, Ms. Frost.
I was totally not expecting to make this presentation, but because it has come up, I would like to clarify about the additional funds. Because that information does come from my office. It is tax revenue. At the point that budget proceedings start, when it's that time of the year, the assessor's office provides me with the dollar amount from the state report that day that we have in appraisals and assessments. That's what our tax base is based on. I take that number, I take the things off that can affect that, like appeals that we likely will not get, other parts of the public utility tax roll that is not a part of that because it's not local, it's a state assessed that I don't get until December. We don't have that information then. So I take the previous years, add to that. Several different things that come into that to come down to the bottom line that I provide Amy or the finance office. This is the dollar that we expect on our tax roll based on all the information that we have at this point. And then we budget 95% of that. That's been the case for as many years as I can remember, and I can remember a bunch of years because I've been around here for a bunch of years. After that, about I believe it's the end of May, the assessor's office brought me a new number, and that number is constantly changing some because they're constantly working, you know, making adjustments, making pickups, whatever is coming along in the assessor's office. So it always changes a little bit. It's never just a black and white exact number. We don't have that kind of a crystal ball. But this year, an industry had a large amount of personal property that was not on the original numbers that had been added to it, enough that it made several $100,000 in the total tax roll. Because of that, I recalculated then. The budget had already gone through its process. It's the end of May now, already well into, it's a few days even after that, already well into being right here, right now. So I submitted those numbers to the finance office saying, okay, this is where we are now. We didn't know that then, But now we know that there's an additional amount, which is the additional amount in the general fund. I don't even remember what the two, one eighty-nine, yeah, 189. That affects all the budgets. You know, there's additional for the school, additional for the highway, additional for the general fund. All of the funds that are funded with your tax revenue gets a part of that. It not being included in the budget, we didn't know it then. It was enough that I wanted everybody to know it then. It not being in the budget now doesn't mean that we don't get it. You still get it. It's just not budgeted right now within those line items that's presented there. But it is ongoing. It does go on the tax roll. You know, I mean, if that industry, if something happens to that one or another one, it goes out, then it won't be. But that is it's a perpetual funding, just like the rest of the tax roll is. But that's the reason. And the additional after it doesn't typically happen that we have enough that I go back and say, you know, I'm not gonna go back and say, oh, we've got another $6,000. You know, on that size of the budget doesn't make a difference. But on that, it did, it could. I don't know if we're all, you know, all of that stands at that point, so we keep it so that everybody knows where they are, you know, where we are in the budget. So that's where that money comes from and the reason why.
Thank you, Ms. Nancy. Any other public comments? With none, thank you for coming to the 26-27 budget public hearing. I wish y'all a good day.
If